What is up, everybody? Review Man right here, and today I am reviewing a Bill Murray movie called Groundhog Day. Now, in this movie, Bill Murray plays a meteorologist named Phil Connors, and Phil has to go to Philadelphia to see Punxsutawney Phil, which is a groundhog, and he has to report whether or not Groundhog sees a shadow. Now, Bill Murray's character in this movie is really full of himself, and so along with him, his camera guy Larry, and Rita, which is played by Andy McDowell, they have to go to Philadelphia to see the groundhog. And Bill Murray's really not wanting to be here, and so what he does is he's saying there's gonna be this blizzard that pushes up through the south and off to the east, giving us lovely weather. And so they report on the groundhog. He spends the night in Philadelphia. They get out of there. And something happens. Every day he ends up reliving the same day over and over and over, doing things different, like running into his sister's ex-boyfriend who sells insurance and all this other stuff, and saving a homeless guy's life. And all through the movie, he's trying to connect and trying to find a way to not relive the same day over and over. It's a pretty funny movie, and the boss from Yes Dear is in this movie. He plays Buster. I think his name is Doug Doyle, I believe. But anyway, guys, yeah. So he's reliving this same day over and over and over and over. That would drive me a little bit crazy. I mean, I got a little crazy watching this movie. But yeah, it was a good movie. So he's doing all the same things, trying to avoid homeless guys, and everybody's like, "Man, what's wrong with you?" And he's looking at everything, and he's like saying, "That's gonna happen this day, that's gonna happen this day." And everybody's like, "How do you know this?" And he's like, "Would you believe on God?" And they think he's crazy. And so what he does in the movie is he gets these two drunk guys, and they drive into it. And this is one of the funniest scenes in the movie. He's with these two drunk guys, and they're driving down this railroad track, and then they go off the side of the railroad track. And then while all this is going on, the police are following them. And this is my favorite scene in this entire movie. He's like, "Yeah, I'll have 2 Cokes, some hamburgers, and some milkshakes." And then the drunk guy's like, "How about some flapjacks?" And the guy's like, "Is it too early for flapjacks?" And then he gets thrown in jail. And guess what he does in the next scene in the movie? He wakes up, and it's the same Groundhog Day. So he's doing multiple things, and it's just driving him crazy. Until one day that he gets it, that he has to do something to change. And so he's trying to get a relationship going with Rita, and it shows multiple scenes of him buying her drinks at the bar, buying her favorite drink, going to this one restaurant, and they're just finding out multiple things about each other. And in each scene, he's trying to get more information and more information. And she's like, "Really? How do you know all this stuff about me?" And then so he tells her what happens. She doesn't believe it. And then he's doing multiple things again, like I mentioned, saving an old man's life. And so he gives the guy food. And then the man just ends up dying and dying and dying and dying. And yeah, he's just giving up. So the next day he's reporting on the weather again. He's reporting again about Punxsutawney Phil, and he works that man's death into his newscast. And he's like, "Man, I got some errands to run." And he's doing multiple things, like saving a little boy from falling out of a tree, jacking up a man's tire, saving jacking up a tire so he can change it for 3 old ladies, saving a buster's life, and doing all this other stuff. So, and in the movie, there's this auction, and so Rita, she bids the auction. She is like, "Oh, the noble bachelors, get up here!" And then they're like, "Phil, get on up there. What you doing standing up there?" And so everybody's bidding on Phil. After the bid goes up to like $60-70, and Rita says $389, and they're like, "That bid's over, $389." Oh yeah, before all this happens, he says, "Man, if I can't escape Groundhog Day, I kill that groundhog." And so what he does is he jacks the red truck the groundhog's in, and then he ends up doing a flip off this quarry. The truck explodes, and guess what he does? He wakes up back in the same room. And so he jumps off a building, ends up back in the same room. Gets hit by a bus, ends up back in the same room. And so yeah, all that other stuff that I just mentioned, he does. He like saving people's lives, doing nice things for people. Yeah. And yeah, after the auction's over, they have a nice night together, and he wakes up and guess what? It's February 3rd. So he done something to broke the curse. He broke the curse of living the same day over and over. So him and Rita, they go out at the end of the movie, and then they have some fun. They kiss and all this other stuff. So yeah, that was Groundhog Day. Like, it's one of my favorite movies. It's got some nostalgia to it. It's a movie that will basically, you can show your kids 20 years down the line. 20 or 30 years down the line, and it'll still be a priceless movie. So yeah, Groundhog Day has a good story to it, guys. I'm the review man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and I will see y'all guys in the next video. Peace. And this is video number 3 of Nostalgia November.